why the simplicity is the key to the practice of Usui Reiki Ryōhō. So let's jump right into it. So, one thing that we have that's true in life is the simplest answer, the simplest explanation is usually the correct one. That's Occam's razor. And I love the practice of Usui Reiki Ryōhō not changing for over 100 years. We have the core teachings of the precepts, the hand placements, the symbols, and everything that is involved with Mount Kurama and so on. And it's stayed in that form for over 100 years now. The simplicity is the key because what is taught in Usui Reiki Ryōhō is not an externalized journey that keeps getting longer, but actually an internalized journey that keeps getting deeper. So as we move through Shoden, Okudan, and Shimpuden, we are uncovering layers of ourself. We are moving deeper into the nature of our being, and that nature is actually the nature of our suffering. See, Usui Reiki Ryōhō helps us to understand how we can approach the true nature of ourself. Now, the true nature of ourself is actually two different forms. It depends on how we look at it. The true nature of our believed self is suffering. Form, duality, all of the beliefs that we have, our past, our future, our worries, our expectations, anger, all of those things are in our believed self. Our true self, however, is Daikomyo, or the energy of everything, the energy of the entire universe. That's our true self. In order to get to our true self, or maybe not get there, but in order to move closer to our true self, we have to wade through the mud of our believed self. And so anything that we do that puts the vision of the practice or the journey of the practice outside of the self just extends the runway. And so simplicity here is key. The guiding precepts of Usui Reiki Ryōhō help us see this. Everything in the precepts is about you. It's not about out here, it's about in here. Everything that you learn in Shoden, again, it's not about out here, it's about in here. We learn the hand placements so that we can quiet the mind. Once the mind is quiet, then we work on the nature of the body. If the body can become quiet in the context of an already still and quiet mind, then we can release trauma. Then we release our attachment. Our body finally surrenders and lets go of the things we're holding on to. See how simplicity is key here. If we can find the depth of our true self, hidden or buried in the nature of our believed self, and if we can utilize the practice to bring us closer to that, then we are finding the key to releasing all of our attachments, or most of them anyways, or working to release those. We have to look in. We can't look out. So the journey of the practice unfolds and tells us this very beautifully. Shoden starts with the nature of the self, the advertised or professed nature of the self, the presented nature of the self. As we move into Okudan, when we learn the symbols are just about you. You can't do anything to this external world. In the Reiki world, we hear this all the time. Like the tree, I'll just chokure the tree to clear its energy. The tree didn't ask me to do that. I believe that about the tree. So I'm making an assumption about the external world. But actually, it's my mind that needs to be quieted. There's nothing about the tree that I can do to help the energy of the tree. Indeed, the opposite is the case. The tree is a mirror to myself. The tree's energy, the tree's stability, the tree's space, the tree in its totality, in its existence, is a mirror to me and how I treat that relationship, how I work with the relationship of that tree. If I'm calm and quiet, then the tree will be calm and quiet. If I'm chaotic, then the tree will be chaotic. This is a reflexive relationship because everything that we receive from the external world is simply the feedback mechanism of our mind. And so the practice of Reiki is so beautiful in that regard that it works on the nature of the mind first. Shin, kaizen, Usui Reiki Ryōhō. The continual improvement of our mind first and then our body. How is it that the mind needs to be improved, and how is it that we can do that with such a simple practice? This is the key, actually. See, our mind is adept. It's an expert in distraction. It can create an infinite number, and we all know this, it can create an infinite number of distractions on a moment's notice. In many ways, our ego and our mind, they serve as a way to keep us distracted from turning in. And so the busyness of the mind, the busyness of the nature of the mind, demands that we need a simple practice to supersede the chaos of the mind, because this is how energy works. Anytime that chaos is met with stillness, equilibrium is reached. Always. Okay. So if there's a destabilized moment in your life and you're able to breathe through it, it becomes more calm. If we have a destabilized moment in our life and we meet it with more destabilized energy, then it just blows up. So if we have a destabilized mind, a mind that is busy and attached and thinking and worrying and anger and all the things that the precepts are trying to get us to recognize, well, if we keep looking to the external world, then we're fueling those attachments. If we keep believing that Reiki and the practice of Reiki and the effect of Reiki can somehow be out here, then I'm never actually turning in and looking at the nature of my mind. And so we can see here a simplified practice. Instead of trying to fix all of this, meaning the whole universe, we need to fix here. If I can work on the nature of my mind, then my universe will become peaceful. And the more that I work on the nature of my mind, then the more peaceful I will become, because the more progress I will understand and witness and recognize in my life as I grow with the practice. This is so important to the practice of Usui Reiki Ryōhō, and it's reflected in the two most important aspects of the practice. The daily recitation of the precepts, fundamentally the most important, and the second most important is the daily self-practice. So if we are sitting down, reciting the precepts and then doing our self-practice, we are engaging in simplicity. Anger and worry are the busyness of the mind. So we start with the precepts by saying, I hope today that I can let go of my anger. I hope today that I'm going to do my best to be free of anger. And if I can do that, then I'm going to work on my worry. I'm going to try to release that. In essence, what I'm saying here is, just for today, may my mind be quiet. If my mind is quiet, then my body will follow. And if my body follows in that stillness, then it has the space needed to let go of everything it's been holding on to. There's another place to look for proof of this, and that's when we sleep. Every night when we go to bed, when we sleep, when our mind finally lets go and we finally surrender the mind and the nature of the mind, then our body heals, it lets go. See, we are turning into the self in sleep. We are not going external. We're turning in. Healing only happens when you turn in, and healing can only be affected on you by you. I can't heal anything else in the universe. I can't heal any of my clients. I can't heal my family. I can't heal anything except myself. But in healing myself, reflexively, the entire universe heals. So we seek simplicity. Always seek simplicity. It's why the nature and the practice of Usui Reiki Ryōhō has never changed. 105 years, or now what is it, maybe 103 years. How beautiful is that we have such longevity. Practices will come and go. Belief systems and new thought processes and new lines and new practitioners and new teachers will come and go. It's what stands the test of time that's important. And what stands the test of time is only determined by one thing: simplicity. What practice is the simplest? What practice takes away the circumstance and the pomp and the promises and asks you to simply sit with the nature of yourself and find peace? And further to that, isn't that what we all want? Isn't it that we all want real, sustained, lasting, internal peace? If we're going to find that, we need to seek the simplest route possible, because that route is the only one that can guarantee, well, it can't guarantee, but it's the only one that can facilitate the quieting of the mind. The more layers that are added on top of that, the more distracted the mind will be, and we'll stay locked in our suffering. So the beauty in the practice of Usui Reiki Ryōhō is found in its simplicity. And it's right in front of you. If you've studied it, it's in the precepts and in the hand placements and in the meaning of the practice. You know, I'm reminded of this every year When I'm in Japan and when I'm working, when I'm there for my pilgrimages, and when I'm there with the priests and the monks and the teachers, every one of them talks about simplicity. None of them talk about adding layers to the external world. It's always about the nature of the mind, the attachments of the mind, and trying to let go of those things so that we can seek peace. Usui Reiki Ryōhō helps us find that peace because it's a journey about you and you alone. You walk it, you study it, and you practice it. And by doing that, you turn up for yourself every day, hopefully, and you allow the space for you to surrender a little bit deeper, let go of a little bit more attachments, and find just a little bit more peace. Incremental as it may seem, over time, it builds up. So seek simplicity in your practice. All right, everybody, I hope that helps with your practice of Reiki and your journey into the practice. Let me know in the comments below how you found the video, and I appreciate your support for the channel. As always, everybody, be well and in Gosho to all.